and you would manage it from the same screen. So in the same screen, I can check who is actually working and who is probably using their time off. Obviously, if they are on vacation or say sick leave, they cannot be assigned to a project. Okay, how would you first configure time off? Let me quickly go to settings. And here in settings, I'm looking for time off. And here I actually have time off categories that I created for the complete company. Okay, so these are made on a company basis. And then later on, you can actually decide to which person you will assign them to. Each time off category is completely customizable in a sense that you can add a special name to it, a special icon, color. It can be limited or unlimited. Unlimited means that there is an unlimited number of days or hours that one could use. It can be defined in days or hours, as I said, and it can be paid and unpaid. A really cool feature, and kudos to our backend team here, is the status sync, which will allow you to sync the status of that time off category to your Slack. So let's say a person is using their vacation, you would see in your Slack account, if you are using Slack, that they are on their vacation. The same will go for Google Calendar and Microsoft Calendar as well. Okay, so once I've actually defined these time off categories, let me quickly go to each person and now see who will receive which category. Looking again at Lucy here, I'll just hit the time off tab. So I see right now that Lucy has a category called limited time off and it's personal time, but let me give her one more entitlement. So I'll just click here and I'll look for, let's say vacation. And let's say I'm gonna allocate 30 days for this particular category. The start date will be, let's say, January, and the expiration date will be, let's say, the 1st of June. So have in mind that you can create multiple entitlements per each category. So let's say if you have, or by your local laws, perhaps if you should use, say, your vacation days up until a certain point in time, you can also define how many days would a person use per, let's say, each month, each year, or each quarter even. And Productive will know which one comes first. So let's say that you have some old vacation days from last year, you would use them first automatically before you switch to your new vacation days, even though the dates could clash a bit. Okay, so now I've added Lucy's time off. And here I can also establish workflow approvals because some time off categories need to be approved before they come into effect. Here, I'm looking at vacation and I will define who should approve this time off category before it becomes valid. Right now, Luke is the default approver, but I can also add one as well. Let's say this one. And I can also set subscribers to this time off category. And a subscriber is a person that will be notified once this time off category is approved. Okay, now let's move to the same topic, but from a different point of view. And I believe that this is really convenient for your staffers as well, because your employees mostly want to know two answers. The first question that they want to know the answer to is how many days can I use? And the second will be when can I use my vacation? And honestly, we have solved this in a pretty ingenious way, no modesty here whatsoever. So I would go here to time and then request time off. And here I would first have to select a category that I want to request time off for. And have in mind, now I'm acting as a typical employee that just wants to go to their vacation and don't think about anything really. In this calendar, I would have to select which date frame would I like. So here, let's say that I'm selecting these 4 days. And obviously, Productive is now telling me you are requesting 4 days of your 30 days total. This is a category that needs to be approved by Luke here. And when I click request, Luke will then get in his time approvals screen my request. So let's quickly take a look how then will this be in his approval screen. So let me go to time off. So right here, Lucy is requesting some personal time, and someone should approve it. It should be Charles and Luke. And here Charles has already approved it. And here's a cool tip for you. You can also approve a time on behalf of other people as well. So here, let's say that Luke is not in the office at this point, or he is using his vacation. I can also approve this on his behalf. I think the whole approval workflow is really useful if, let's say, you have a hierarchy within each approval. So let's say that a time off category needs to be approved by the HR person first, and then it also have to approved by the, let's say, the project lead, and then you can kind of establish a workflow with that. Okay, but let me quickly go back to project planning, because obviously you want to know how will this work out before you approve this. So let's take a look at Lucy's schedule here. So Lucy has requested 10 days off. I do see a conflict in her schedule, however. I do see that she is scheduled to work on this project right here. So she is scheduled to work on office management. So I should probably move this booking to someone else, or I should decline this request. So that's just circling back to what I said at the beginning, how you would actually combine project planning and time off planning. So looking here, I can also filter if I'd like, or group just the time of categories. So now I'm grouping all my people per time of category. And looking here, Charles is using his doctor's appointment, Bessie is using their maternity leave, and then Lucy has requested some personal days off. As you can see, there's quite a visual difference between a time of category that's been requested and a time of category that's been approved at this point. So